we'll keep this brief, but on behalf of the VRO, we just want to say thank you for all of your support. We definitely wouldn't be the office we are today without you. So on behalf of Ed, Will, Johnny, Evie, myself, and Brendan, we just wanted to say thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you all here. This is wonderful, wonderful turnout. Deserved, Pam, very deserved, and I'm very, very happy to see you all and to have an opportunity to honor Pam. Oh, good. I was worried about that. I was wondering whether I needed to go back and get a napkin, but a whole box. So let me say this. I've been thinking about this event for some time, knowing that I would have to say a few words. And from the start, my preference was to do a bit of a roast. Pam, she's so sensible, so elegant, so graceful, so thoughtful, so patient, so attentive to the needs of all those around her, and so effective. She's the consummate colleague. She's consultative, she's open, helpful, generous. Her attention to students individually and collectively is exquisite. As Judith said, she's a wise mentor, she's an informed advocate, she's a kind and loving advisor. All this perfection clearly was crying out for a roast. It was demanding for a way to avoid mushiness and possibly even tears, although that might not work. But then, giving all this perfection and goodness and grace, what to focus on without just being mean? Could I possibly pull it off? What did I have to work with? She's elegant, she's warm-hearted, she's creative, she's thoughtful, she's an excellent planner and implementer, she's totally devoted to students, to her staff and her colleagues, totally devoted to UCLA. What could I possibly focus on among all of those fantastic qualities? Not the least of which was that Pam is really low maintenance. She's even possibly no maintenance, even in the midst of some very, very difficult and complex situation. So what if Pam is a little long-winded? Somewhat long-winded verbally and in writing. But is that actually roast material? Probably not. So I need to find another focus. And I think that the best focus is her extraordinary contributions. She's been at UCLA for many years, as you've heard. I just heard we have middle-aged persons. Hard to imagine. You look so good. Not including her time as a student, she's been here over 30 years. Is that correct? Yeah, it's unbelievable. And in the interest of time, get that, in the interest of time, I want to mention only a few highlights, only over the last 7 years. 7 years ago, I asked Pam to take student development and health education in an entirely different direction. Actually, I asked her to take it in a different direction every year. And she did it every single time. She entertained and pulled off all forms of reorganizations, new ideas and new initiatives. Every time I proposed an idea, she was patient. She never rolled her eyes at me. This is for all the others that that actually do go. She gives every idea careful consideration, always came back with sensible and creative ways to make things happen. She consistently brought forward thoughtful implementation approaches, was always sharply able to identify opportunities and challenges and the best way to take advantage of both conditions. She went at it with foresight in an unassuming and quiet manner, always working collaboratively with every constituency, not because it was the politically expedient way to do things, but because it was the right thing to do, and she always did so with an entirely open mind and open heart. Her magic worked every time. Well, actually, there was one time that it didn't work, and you know what I mean. But then that was the exception that proved the rule. Not only did she make the idea happen every time, but the outcomes and the products have always been way better than originally contemplated. As I look back, that was the pattern time and time again. That was the pattern with every reorganization, and remember, they happened yearly, including the Bruin Resource Center and every single distinct effort within the Bruin Resource Center, the current Bruin Resource Center, the life skill classes, the IGR, the specific programs for the Guardian Scholars, veterans, undocumented students, parenting students, transfer students. Her engagement with the Information and Research Office was instrumental in developing a number of new initiatives, as was the case with the health education efforts. And I have to mention especially her stewardship and oversight of the Guardian Summer Academy. That was an entirely new, out of left field, I was going to say west field, out of left field and complex project that she embraced with typical generosity, broad vision, and inclusive, rigorous thinking. Pam's work has always been about the student experience and creating the conditions to ensure that every student has every opportunity to grow in every way. In the last couple of weeks, I have been so proud to see the recognition from the different student communities at graduation celebrations. Their appreciation is completely heartfelt and sincere, but did not come close to describe accurately what Pam has actually done to significantly improve so many things for so many students, from the day-to-day to the systemic. So give me a moment. I have to keep the same tone. Pam, I am so grateful for your selfless commitment to making sure that we all demonstrate all the time. Oh, I'm sorry, but it fits, right? Demonstrate all the time that which is best in us, and you're an extraordinary example of that essential and deep generosity. We'll miss you, and we hope that you'll enjoy your family and every coming adventure. Thank you.
I was going to be the first one to lose it. Thank you, Yanita. Okay, so I am going to speak today. I am very grateful to Pam for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today a little bit about Pam's impact on staff over the years. I met Pam back in